Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadanandatirtha Bhagavatpadacharyobhyo Namo Namaha Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodayastititolaya Niyadiprataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viparita Mati Prabhudan Vadan Narasya Kritavan Bhuvidatvavadam Sarvesvaro Haririti Pratipatakam Tam Anandatirtha Munivaryam Namami पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Welcome, friends, again to our Kathopanishad journey. As we have seen, we are getting into the very important aspect of the takeaway from Kathopanishad as to the importance of the yoga in our lifetime, in our lifetime, because the yoga is to the one which is finally going to take us to the highest realm which is possible for having taken birth on this earth. What is this yoga? Yoga in the sense, because normally, because it is being interpreted, that is getting into the oneness with the ultimate, the Prakriti and Purusha. We are all part of, the creation. And finally getting, into some qualities and understanding the created, the Purusha, that is called the yoga, what we call. In other words, what we have come into this world, what we have come with the purpose, whether we are able to achieve that purpose, whether we are able to get through, to the purpose for which we have come into this world, or are we able to, or we are finding, ourselves dissipated into so many other things without achieving the purpose for which we have come in. That is what exactly, because this yoga, in fact, determines what you are and how you are going to be determined by for what you have come. Because a seed will not be knowing the quality of the seed till such time, it is being watered, nourished. Finally, it becomes a tree and give the fruits, and then we will come to know what is the nature of the fruit, how it comes. But then seed itself will not know about it. We are in the state of the seed, because to know the quality of our own nature, what we call, when Vivekananda said, if you only know about yourself, that is what you are capable of. Because very often, because we get into a realm, because we find ourselves, frustrated, and every day, because it is only, we are trying to live up to the others' expectations. We are trying to make up, to see that others don't find any fault in us. We are trying to do that every day, because that is what we find, because we make us comfortable. In that process, what we do is we sort of lose our own innate qualities. We ourselves, because lose what is capable of us, capable to have a wonderful life and happier life to lead ourselves, without giving ourselves into the everyone's opinions, everyone's judgment, everyone's need. Certainly, you are not going to be sort of taking care, you are not going to be careless about it. You are going to care as much as possible, but at the same time, you are going to take yourself. Basically, to carry on what you are interested in, what you are capable of, what you are focused on, once you do that, that is mindfully at every point of time, then you will be able to find your own true potential. This we have seen in, because in very many cases in the meditation also is supposed to be achieving the same purpose. But that purpose, is it permanent? Because the purpose is achieved, because momentarily. Then finally it goes off. It is like ephemeral. To have that particular, the attitude, mindset continuously and go about it, we do that. It's not, once you reach the particular sort of a mind, the peaceful mind, and it's not going to be there. It is going to be again pummeled by so many other thoughts. Everyday life is like that. As you are cleaning up your house every day, and you have to clean up your mind every day, that is how, the meditation or the prayer or the puja, everything is meant for that. It is not that ritualistically to showing it to someone that you are so religious and you are doing all those things. It is to cleanse yourself. That is because when you are cleaning the body, you are also cleaning up the mind. When you are cleaning up the mind, the mind becomes capable of getting, because the thoughts, which is being processed and which focus on what you are supposed to be doing and what you are capable of doing, and to find out your own innate capabilities. Otherwise, we are only always being clouded by, because what others are thinking of us and what we think, others are thinking about us. And it takes away, our capability, not only that, our initiative in doing anything at all. That's why I was just reading a book, because that book says, the name of the book is Let Them. Let them, in the sense, let them do whatever they want. Let them criticize you. Let them, because judge you. Let them insult you. Let them talk about it, or let them try to praise you, whatever it is. Allow the let them, because let them do it. But you go about what you are supposed to. Others may not be having any inkling as to what you are up to, because you know what is your interest. You know what you are going to do, because for keep getting the happiness of yours internally by achieving something, in your own esteem, not, for others' metrics. So this is exactly, called, for doing that, what happens, because there are a lot of, because methods that is being brought about. We say the meditation, we say the yoga, the Ashtanga yoga is there, so many others, because Art of Living has got an yoga, and Kriya Yoga, they say, and the others have also got their own type of Kriya Yoga. All those things you are doing. But doing that, what is that purpose? Finally, you will have to give up, all that, your sort of a thoughts, clogging you, from folding you to do what you are capable of, to release yourself, to liberate yourself, from those things, and finally go about, in your right royal way to achieve what you are capable of. And you have got a great, because potential, and you have got a great purpose. It is not that we have been brought into this world just like that, because we have not come. Even every animal, every plant has got a purpose to come in this world. The world requires all these creatures. It is not that, we have, because then when having come into this world for a purpose, we should not become a burden to the world, as well as, we will have to live with the world, what it has given to us, and go about it. That is what, what we call it in sort of esoteric terms, from sustainable development, sustainable studies, sustainable meditation, sustainable, all those sustainability has come. But all this sustainability is basically, once you are just going about your own way for purpose, what you are coming. But basically, this mantras, what we are telling is how, you are being prevented from doing that. How to eliminate, those things. That's what, we have seen in last two mantras, 6 and 7, because in 7 and 8, in the pages 130 and 131, of the material what I have sent to you, this is what we call the launchpad of yoga, because basically, this is what is required. It is trying to tell about the chunk of facilitation you have to do for yourself to go about it. It's not the full sort of the possibilities you can achieve. It is the basic. You will have to do the basic thing. Unless you do this, you will not be able to find your own true potential. You will not be able to go about, the way you want. Every morning when you get up, you have to have, because look, I'm going to take off. Today is a launch pad for me to achieve what I want to. That should be, you should have, because the countdown, you should go from reverse, 10, 9, 8, 7, because like that you should be. It's not that, how, oh, it's one more day, how am I to, because whether the servant maid will come or whether I will be able to get it, but the power will be there. Will I be able to go and get the things done, whether the bank things will be completed. And so if you go on sort of, because following in those things, because that will certainly, take away the initiative. And so you get, because then you have already created the potential for procrastination, not to do anything. To take away that only, because all these things every day when you are getting up, because you have been brought into the sun is, coming out, with its full rays, and you are also going to be glowing, and you will have to take off the countdown every morning, because you just, because force yourself, because you liberate yourself and have yourself relaxed, and just you are able to go about the day as it comes. You are going to do everything, whatever you wanted to, as much as possible, and you are not going to be frittered by whatever is trying to prevent you from doing it. This is what, exactly it has been brought about. This is the purpose of it. It is not, because the philosophical meaning, will try to say, because you will have to control your senses, and how the senses is to be controlled, and how it is going to be done. That is being said in a particular way, so that, because finally Sense control is not something you are going to deliberately do. You will not be able to do the sense control because senses are required to experience the world, enjoy the world, and get to know about what you are capable of. The biggest one, because experience is, as we have said earlier also, not what happens to us, what we learn from it, and from there because how we prevent ourselves repeating the same mistake what you are doing. If you are going to repeat the mistake continuously, no one can help us. What we experience, what we understand, something is good there, because we'll try to improve further. If something bad has happened, then we will understand and we will try to avoid certain pitfalls, which will come across. That is the life. So that is why, because one of the very fine sentences I have enjoyed, because it is coming about in so many of the scriptures and so many of our interactions. No one can help us, because if you were unwilling to learn from the experiences at your own cost. Once we understand that, because every experience you will be able to try to see from arm's length. You will not get involved. No, look, why it happened to me. See, from why it happened to me, why me to why not me? Because it has happened to me for my own good. That is exactly, because once you know that, because then you are evolving yourself. The version of yourself yesterday will be different. The version of yourself today will be different. And tomorrow, it will be furthermore, because likewise, the life is every day, you'll have to find, because the added eloquence and the esteem, in your own way of doing the things and all. In that process, we achieve, because the purpose of human form, which you have taken in this world. So it's the 7 and 8, because the mantras what we have said, Indriyobhyo Param Manaha Manasaha Sattvam Uttamam Sattvad Adi Mahanatma Mahato Avyaktam Uttamam. In the sense, okay, it all said. It simply said in the mind is superior to the senses. Senses, basically they are trying to get the information, they are doing the job. You can't prevent them from doing the job. Senses will have to see, senses will have to hear, senses will have to feel, senses will have to enjoy, senses will have to taste. But once you get it, one time, you may take ice cream, but twice you may take it. Third time it will be pejorative, because perhaps, it's not good for health and not, you may not be able to have the same enjoyment what you had the first cup. So likewise, once you know, yes, because you will be limiting yourself. Once you're limiting, after some period of time, because okay, I have already tasted, I don't need it, because like that. And you will be going for, what is good, to as you getting old, as you are getting old, you need the basic, nourishment to keep you going, because not all the unwanted things, which are going to add to your own, because metabolic process, and which is going to give you all sorts of afflictions, which is possible, because our own ability to digest, our own ability to act, our own ability to do the things comes down as we age. But then, we will have to be measured calibration of taking the intake, through the senses and maintaining ourselves, because I can't be doing the same thing which I did in 20s. I am just in 70s. Now I will have to do what am I capable of. Once you understand that, not that you are getting old, you could still be young in your mind. You have got so many things to achieve. The whole world is waiting for you. But at the same time, you will go by, because you will be having balancing yourself, your physical, mental, and an emotional capability, the coherence once it comes. That is exactly what it says. The senses, they have got this, they are giving it, and your mind will process. And so, what is possible for you, what you can eloquently do, for efficiently do, it tells that. So, the mind is superior to the sense organs, and this intellect is superior to the mind, because manasaha sattvam uttamam. In the sense, intellect, is able to kind of look, because it is certainly, comforting for us, but it is not required at this point of time. That's all. It is required, because not now, because when you have some, but I can't be having, because fully, the air conditioned room, keep myself, inside the room, when everything is hot around. If I require, I may go to a hill station and because be there for, because 5, 6 days and come back and for a change, because when things are not, but then, because then when it is back, you should be able to live with, because all other creatures are living in this atmosphere. So many other persons are living. So you should be capable of living. You should not look for something, unusual for you to have your comfort and all, because once the comfort will come to the extent what you need and not what you want, because that is exactly, because the theory goes, as long as you get what you need, that is good enough. If you don't, if you are having a greed, the world has got nothing to offer. The world has got everything to offer for your need. That is what exactly it says. Try to be contented and as well as live within the confines of your comfort zone and what is needed for you. And Satvadadi Mahanatma Mahato Avyaktam. Avyaktamam. This is because Avyaktam Uttamam. What it says is Mahat, because when our mind, is able to discriminate, and to the extent, because what we have trained ourselves is, because when the total mind, the universal mind, the cosmic mind, what we call Hiranyagarbha and all. So when the cosmic mind and all, in the sense, there are so many other things, because the more than the intellect, because there are so many other things that is happening, we are coming to know about it. And then, because once you are trying to understand that, because when something comes, because when you want, some ailment, because the new medicine has come, and because the new cure has come, perhaps, you will go for that. It is going to be sort of a ameliorative, you will go for that. You will not be sticking on to, because what you have seen in that. Likewise, we should be open-minded. When you say the total mind, cosmic mind and all, it's open-mindedness, not to be having our own idiosyncrasies, not to be having our own conditionalities. What I have seen is the world. I should be able to see beyond my nose. That is the total mind. Because I may be knowing, because certain things, my religion has told me, my parents have told me, my way of life has taught me. But then if I go elsewhere, someone has got something to offer, because I should be open-minded to listen to that, because get absorbed and perhaps, because I will be able to incorporate in my way of the doing the things and doing. That is the total mind. It's not that, something there, you go on accessing it, like a server, the computer is accessing and all. But of course, the cosmic mind or Hiranyagarbha is the total server for the entire cosmos. So from there, so many things come. And once you come to know about it, you just go about it and do it. Because like the computers, how they developed. Initially, we had 8-bit computers only. After that, they said, because possible, we can have 16-bit and then 32-bit and it is 64-bit and now 128-bit. And now it is how quantum computers qubit. Qubit is some millions of bytes are being transported, because teleportation, because it is now the whole quantum computers work on those principles. Likewise, because as we have grown, because we have also the technology has developed and we have also seen, how we can work with the technology for the betterment of, because the human society and life. This is exactly has been brought about. That's why you have to be open-minded. Not that, because I know only this and I will be confining myself. Most of the religious practices which is confining a person is not liberating him, because a truly religious person will be open-minded. You see all our acharyas, they are all open-minded. In fact, because what Shankaracharya or the other Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabhacharya, they have all said, they have interpreted this is it, because at that point of time, whatever the society was there, they have given it and all. They have not said, this is it, you'll have to do like that, because this will have to go about. In fact, so eloquently said by Srimad Bhacharya in one of his Rig Bhashya commentary, because for Rig Veda, he has written a commentary on that. He says, look, what is this? Because the philosophy is what we have, the darshanas, what we call it, Advaita, Dvaita, Visishta Advaita, and all. Is it that, someone, we have brought it out and all? These are all there, even, because we have tried to access at that point of time and brought it. These are all existing even with that is a cosmic mind. Even all these philosophies, what has been brought about, you are holding on to, because this is only the philosophy I am confined to and all. You can't be, you have got to be open-minded, liberated, and see beyond that. This is exactly, because he says, these are all Adi, it is there. Just, we have got, because they had the sort of antennas to get those darshanas and they brought it for the benefit of the human being so that, you can regulate in your life. Regulate in the sense, you don't get dissipated, because every moment is, because important for us. In a day, because 24 hours, 8 to 9 hours, even if you sleep it, because it is only about 16 to 15 hours, it is available, even in that, because in the waking state, we have got to too many things, because to do, take care of food and all those things, what is effectively left it 4 to 5 hours for ourselves. The 4 to 5 hours or 5 to 6 hours, depending upon some person's capability and all, trying to know what are that you are going to do. Maybe, because when you see in the esoteric thoughts and all, because how you are going to do, you will not unnecessarily be spending on because all the indulgences, you will try to find, what is productively be adding the value to your own everyday life, which makes you content and which makes you sort of a happy inside. You don't have to show your happiness to everyone internally, because when you walk, in the morning, into the garden, or because nearby, your park or anywhere and all, when you are reflecting yourself and walk, because that is a moment of wonderful, because you don't have any sort of a ill will or until you are just enjoying, because the nature, as well as trying to see, how, because the birds are trying to, even couple of birds which are trying to come to the park even now, because at least they keep, stimulating you to think about and how they could be, because they don't have to bother. They are all being, some of them are being becoming extinct, because of the climate and all. Whatever they are existing, because trying to make the life possible within whatever means. So likewise, that is how, because the life has to be taken. This is exactly, you have got to be open-minded. Don't be, because having your really confined your own sort of a circle. You don't bracket yourself. You don't be in squares. In those days, people used to call, if you're open-minded, because you are good and you will be able to get across. Otherwise, they will say you are squaring up yourself, because most of the people who are not open-minded, they are squaring up themselves. That is what, the mantra is also avyaktat parapurusho vyapko linga evacha, because see, finally avyaktat parampurusho, because the causative factor, who has caused, because all the cosmic mind, the mind, intellect, because without body, mind and intellect, we are not of human form. The body may be there, because if the mind, because if it is, supposing if anesthesia is there, because if you are almost, because we are not able to do anything, it is as good as a cadaver only. It is the body, mind, intellect, and intellect is the one which propels you to act. All your, because karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, and pranendriyas, they are all work together and they are all work in unison. They are bringing about the best in you because they have to work in a particular sync. If they are, because go here and there, you get, the physical affliction, mental affliction. In fact, mental affliction is so much now, because it has been seen, in fact, in this budget, you might have seen even the mental illness has been considered to be one of the chronic diseases, and they are trying to provide, because a lot of mental health project like Minhans in Bangalore, they want to open so many other things and all. It is very unfortunate, 35 to 45% of the people below the age of 35, they have got a suicidal tendency. What is that? Because what is not available? Technologically, everything is available. The facilitation is available. But then everyone has got a direction which is very different. Why there should be a direction? Because to get the right direction, to get the right purpose, unless you get the, because you should know, because there is no difference between anyone, and we have, all of us have been come endowed with the particular efficiency and particular strength and particular way, to live in this life. Once we understand that, I will be able to do. So I think the why the young minds have to get this tendency and all, okay, it is mainly because of the wrong understanding. And then under basically, because they are not able to say, let them. If the parents say something, because insulting, because they say, they take to their mind. The parents don't care, for the children, because when they have to care, that affects them. But then, because the children can't take it, because they are in the young mind, they are growing up and all. Slowly, they also have to be taught, in the modern times. Otherwise, they will get, because once you have an expectation and that is not fulfilled, and then automatically, because the mind becomes, totally aloof and solitude comes about, and you don't know what they will be doing in that. Because this is exactly, because some of the psychological problem. Our entire Upanishad is the psychological treatise. This is utmost psychological treatise, because which has brought about, analyzing the mind, how it can go, and that is why every now and then repeatedly they are telling, try to do about it. When they say the controlling the mind and all, because it is not, the stop the mind. You have the experience, but try to shift, try to go about it. You are a separate being. Once you have come, because you can't choose your parents. You have come into this world. Yes, happen to be these children of the particular parents, and they are also, because you happen to be the son or daughter of that parents, because that is happening. And likewise, it is sort of a given. You have come with a particular purpose, and you have come into a particular circumstances. Then you will have to find, you have got, everything to do, go about yourself and to achieve yourself, and as well as to take care of yourself. When others are there, you can't give the responsibility to others, taking care of things to others, make others to make you comforting and all. Don't give it up. You take the responsibility for yourself, and you will find out. At the same time, try to have that particular attitude of let them, whatever let them do it. Okay, some of them, because maybe because of the ignorance, some of them because of the generation gap, some of them may be because of, because their own circumstances in which they are there, or conditionalities and all. Don't bother about it. You go about your own way. That is what exactly it has brought about. Now it has come into the next stage, we are going to see, because once the senses are mind is superior to senses and intellect is superior to mind, and the total intellect or cosmic mind is superior to, because the our own intellect and mind. And then finally, because it is the causative factor who has created an entire total mind and the body, mind and intellect, and brought us for a purpose. That is the one, finally superior to everything and all, because from there only, because all these things come about. And all why, because you will always keep your open minded and focus on there is someone, who has brought you into this world with a purpose, and he has done his duty. What is your duty to do? Is your duty is to do to yourself, because finally he is the one inside you in propelling you to do everything, and he is the power in you. You are not the doer, and he is the doer, because that is the purpose that has been brought about. Once you have that purpose understood, because when you do everything, because you are only giving the effort mindful and do whatever is best, and finally he is getting it done by you. And sometimes, when I am not able to do certain things, because of my physical inability or mental inability and all, he knows for a purpose for that. There is a purpose behind that, but then he wants to do something else. A blind man may not be, able to see, but he will have other capabilities. He will be by hearing, he will be able to do it. A lot of people, blind people, because with the with help and all, they are able to move about themselves and do. And some of them are, even one of them has represented, as a lawyer, because one of them have become a judge. And because likewise they can achieve, because therefore the power inside it. So you are not the doer, because but whereas we have got all the faculties intact, all the senses are intact, and we are just finding ourselves miserable in the sense. That's what Upanishad says. Why do you want? You are not supposed to be. You have to be happiness personified. You should be bliss personified. This is what it is telling. And then we are going to see the next three mantras, which is going to talk about, because the process by which, finally, because finding ourselves in unison with our own purpose and capabilities, how to achieve this. That is what is going to be brought about. Here, there will be three words. While we will be discussing the mantras in detail, the three words, because we will be coming repeatedly, it is a sort of, because a sort of a sutra for us, to live in this world. Hrida Manisha, the control and governance of the mind. See, when we say, because the mind, intellect, and the cosmic mind and all, finally we say the Purusha, is the causative factor. Whether you call it Shiva or Vishnu, or, any Jesus or any other, because of the name you call it. Finally, all of humanity, there is no difference between us or anywhere else and all. They are all, finally we are getting the power done and all. And finally, it is being getting done through this instrument, of body, mind, and intellect. Once you have understood that, then, because you're trying to focus on, because how you have to keep yourself have, totally devoted to your reflection, your intuition, and what comes of your mind. And because certainly, because you will be seeking the advice, you will be doing, whatever is required, because you will be consulting all of that, but finally the decision has to be yours. That decision, when you are taking that constant reflection, once you are trying to do the reflection yourself and all, what comes out, that intuition, what we call intuition, is not something coming, it is coming internally from your own, because all the sort of wisdom what you have, That wisdom comes out the distilled one with the clarity. And once you have that clarity, you do not have to worry about anything. Once you see, and this is what I have to do, come what may, you go about it. No more procrastination. Act. And that is what, this is one of the words that will be coming about forthcoming mantras. We will just recite the mantra briefly, we will see. And this is one of the finest point of the yogic exercise. You can call it, as our Patanjali Yoga Sutra also, as well as in our own everyday life, what we have to do. The mantra goes like that. It is in your page 132. The subdual of the mind, in the sense, no, subdual of the mind is thing you don't, because mind will keep on doing it. But then, because your attention to the thoughts, what is relevant, you will be taking it. What is not relevant, you will be. Today, I am going to be, because working on something, for constructing a house. So I am going to see for the plan, and I will see, which are all the design details, what are all the approvals required and other things. I will not be worried about, who was constructed where, what problem he had, who advised him, what is that I have to do. These are all not necessary for me. Okay. You might have had, because these things might happen, in your case, different problems may arise. That is different. But you will have to know with the focus, you will be able to deal with everything successfully. This is what exactly Manthan. Likewise, anything you do in this, it is not only construction, anything what you do in your life. This is what it is telling. Na sandrishe trishtati rupamasya. In the sense, how you have to reflect yourself. When you are reflecting to your antakarana. So antaratma, antakarana suddhi, what we think that is very important. Antakarana suddhi is, because he resides when there is no sort of a fear, favor, ill will or anything like that. So because kama, krodha, labha, mada, mascharya, when it is not there, you will be able to get the reflection very clearly. Because otherwise, all these things will be clouded by the conditionalities you impose on yourself. Na santrishe drishtati rupamasya, na sachusa pasyati kaschayenam. None can behold him with eyes, because how, because we are not, this antakarana, what we talk about it in, we talk about figuratively. We will not be able to see it, with the ocular vision. It is the jnana drishti, what we call, because jnana drishti is when you go to the highest level. But till then, in the reflection, what it comes, it is, this apprehension, the flashes of, because the flashes of thoughts that comes from the divine. Sometimes, you can experience it. It has happened, in sometime to me, because it has happened to some other people in more vigorously, because when you were saddled with the problem, you go with you think about it, and how am I to face it? How am I to do it? Finally, because when you try to find out, okay, let me leave it, let me think next morning. You go to sleep. In the sleep, because perhaps in the deep sleep, you are closer to the power, who is inside you, because in the deep sleep, you don't have any thoughts whatsoever. Only, you are in a sort of a mode in which, your senses are being taken care of and your own breathing is taking place. Who is that power? I am able to get up next morning. That power, who is able to get me next morning, but in the sleep, I may be getting a thought, why can't I do this? And next morning, you think about it and find out, then you find a way out and do it, it happens. That is the reflection, intuition. Because you are not, you are clear, you don't have any ill will, you only want to get over something and you get a solution for that. That happens. If you are not able to capture that moment, or even if you have captured the moment, if you are not able to recall, that means we are still being clouded by all these conditionalities. There are so many times it has happened in our life. It's not once. So many times, we might have come out of the jaws of death, when we were children, our parents would have taken, I had this problem, the doctor gave this, and someone, because the neighbor gave it, the lady next door, पड़ोसी ने ये औषध दिया था ये को, because so many things might have happened. They are all miracles, but we take it for granted. Yes, okay, because it is happening to everyone. Why, it isn't? It's not that. Once you have the sincerity to have the gratitude for all those moments, sincerity when someone has brought you out of the trouble, because somewhere, because unknown person, when you have that, because then when you are having, because your mind is, very clear, the Parisuddha Bhakti, when you say grace, when you are not having any sort of a stain in your thoughts and all, automatically the reflection what it comes will guide you to get through whatever is there, and not only that, keep you contented and happy always. Na chashusha pashyati kasti enam, because it's ocular, you will only be, because feel. It is more to be experienced than to be expressed. Hrida Manisha. Hrida Manisha, and the Manisha in the sense is a Manisha is a very one of the wonderful words, because Manish, the name we heard it and all. Manisha in the sense who is Mana Isha, the one who has controlled the entire mind, one who is having ruling over the mind. Shiva is supposed to be the Mana Isha, because the Shiva is finally giving you the entire thoughts, because it is the Shiva, the word itself has come from, because the Manisha. Hrida Manisha, the one you are able to see inside you, in the heart. Finally, because the Antakarana, the who is making you, propelling you to do anything, who is actually the doer. But then, because you think you have free will, you are doing everything and all. Okay, once you understand, then, that reflection and that action, because then once you do, I am doing it, as a matter of mind. I have been brought into the world to do it. But so then that is Hrida Manisha. Manasa abhikripitam, because by intuition he is revealed. By controlling the mind with intellect, then by intuition he is revealed in the sense, you are not controlling the mind, you are allowing the mind to be so pristine, pure, because when you are finally able to, you don't have any ill will or anything like that. And finally you understand you are not the doer, someone is propelling you to do. And you are focusing on that. You are only wanting a solution to the issue so that, because the people can be happy. Not that, because you are an enabler, you are a sort of an instrument. Once you have that, then, because you are detaching from your own expectations. That is how you will be able to detach your own expectations. When you think, ye etat viduta amrita bhavanti, once you have that, once you are able to have that mindset without the conditionalities, when you are able to get that and get through the things, and you are able to lead people with that, then that is the final sort of outcome of it and all. Basically, because what is happening is, because we make everything, our thoughts and everything, we think we determine everything. How we determined everything? Because we got a preconceived notion or some experience I have it. Supposing if I am going to someone's house, I expect that person to be available and open the door and offer me a cup of coffee. And perhaps when I go there, he might have gone out. I might not have checked up with him on phone. But my expectation is all that. I think I didn't bother, but then I go about and go there and I find the house locked, because he has got an urgent work. He has gone there. Okay, I should have checked up with him. Because when you are trying to expect the things to go, as you think, then, because the life will not be going to be there. Once you have these reflections and all, you will see, because if I have to see him, can I, because talk to him over phone? Can I him, because over a video call? Should I have to go to his house? Why should I expect, he should open the house and give me a grand reception to all these things are preconceived notions. The preconceived notions happens, because, we are not able to take the clutter out of our mind. So once you have it, you will take it as an open mind, because even, if you are booking a ticket, it's not available, it's okay. When it is available, you go there. And when you go there, it's not as per, what you thought and all, it could be different. So we go to a hill station, suddenly it becomes very hot, because the direct sun is coming on the hill, and I think, you don't find it, I come. And sometimes when you go in the summer, you will have all sorts of, stomach ailments, because the food, they have to recirculate the food and do it, in the hill stations and all. That's what happens. Then you should try to avoid, because you should do, even when if it is cold, it's going to be pleasant, you go at that point of time. Or, otherwise, if you want to have, because purposefully you go, you don't go just for that. When you are going, you should have a purpose. You should be part of it. It is not that you are going just for there, because this is exactly, once you do with the purpose, you have been brought into the world with the purpose. And you have been, once you are having this attitude, so you will be giving, you will be thinking, only directly to what is possible, and you will be giving up all other thoughts. You will be sort of thoughts will be coming in, but you will not be giving any attention to that, and you will be reflecting, because what is immediately in front of you to sort of do it, and which is got the priority in your scheme of things to do it, not you will be dissipating into other things and all. So this they have brought out, because this is finally, but what happens, over a period of time, the priority becomes higher and higher. Finally, you think the priority is how am I to find the whatever is possible, whatever I have thought, whatever I have, because something to do, what I wanted to do in this world, I am able to do it. And who is enabling me to do it? Because certainly, because I want to do it, because the doer will have to enable me to do it. He should give me the physical capability, mental capability, and emotional sort of he should have strength to withstand, whatever comes in the way and go about it. He has to give me all those things. With that, I will do it. When I do it, and I also try to see, others will also be doing it. So naturally, I give respect, my interaction with others will also be, because like that. So when I am trying to see, because anything I do, it will be a sort of a ripple effect across. And not only that, I will not be an island. I will be a sort of a breeze, going through and all. With this, I will be able to make, that is what is yoga. Yoga karmasu kausalam. That is the word in Gita. We will see the importance of the word next week. And this is what, finally we are supposed to be living in this world wonderfully. With this, I try to conclude today's session. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadidamastu ma vishvidavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, madam.
So can I ask just one small question?
Sure.
The-
Tell me, madam. Hello.